Peace, my Israelite family. The so-called African American, so-called Negro, the so-called Black. The true Hebrew Israelites. Those who's waiting upon a higher HAYAH, waiting for our salvation, waiting for Him to bring down the nations, so He can do His thing, so we can give Him glory and honor and respect only to Him, right? Yo, this video, this is for the folly and the foolishness that Judah is speaking, man. Now, if you don't know, he has a petition, and the petition, he wants it to get signed so it can be recognized by the Pope and to bring down the Roman Catholic Church and the British colonies, and they can accept him as Christ, the title that he claims. So if he can get enough petitions, they can look at that like, oh, you are the Christ, and he can, use that to infiltrate and bring down what he says the other rulers who have dominion of everything today, which is the Pope and the British colonies, which that is so far from the truth. See, a lot of people don't understand that the Amalekite Edomite, Numbers chapter 24:20, they are mixed in every nation and they have dominion. That is the prophecy in Genesis that once, the yoke of iron was off Jacob's neck, that it would be placed upon, like the yoke of iron was off his neck. I'm sorry, off of, Esau's neck. Then it would be placed upon Jacob's neck and his descendants, and then they will have rulership and dominion. you know. So that's who have dominion of the world: the bankers, the powers that be, the Illuminati boys, the Rothschilds, the Shivs, the Bilderbergers. Them families right there, man. And they have a strong dominion, and they're gonna have dominion until this comes to pass. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 44 through 45. I encourage you to read from 40 through 45, but for time constraints, I'm just going over 44 and 45. So we don't need no petition. We don't need no one as a representative being Christ or man to deliver us. Because like Ahia says in Isaiah chapter 45, no man will save you. And numerous other spots. No man, no one is going to save us. No one could claim to be our savior. Ahia is our savior. And this is a future prophecy, in progress prophecy right now that's taking place in Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. So I'm going to read it. In the days of those kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom. And it was talking about the Babylonian kingdom, then the Medes and Persian, and then the Greek kingdom, and then the Roman kingdom. And then it talked about the fifth kingdom. I did a video on this called the fifth kingdom, and that's the iron and the clay. Iron being the Amalekite Edomites, the powers that be, the Illuminati boys, the Rothschilds, the Shivs, the Bilderbergers, and they made alliances with different nations. And it's talking about them. That's the iron. Now the different nations are going to turn on the Amalekite Edomites, and then they're going to be left vulnerable. Then Ahiah is already in progress doing what he's doing. He's about to collapse the economy, and he's about to give dominion and take over rulership. He's about to give dominion back to us, take over rulership, and Ahiah is going to anoint himself before the whole world and before Israel, so we can know that, oh, Ahiah did this. He is the one. He is our king. Like, so that's the word. Like he said, his word will not come back to him void. That he speaks about that. So we don't need no man, no Christ, no none of the Christ, the New Testament Christ or this dude claiming to be Christ. Shoot, not not no David, nobody, anyone. Only Ahia is going to do that. So like it says right here in verse 44, in the days of those kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, nor shall the kingdom be left to another people. See, once Ahia comes back, restore his people and set up his kingdom and set up the lineage of David and all of that, you know, nobody else is going to come and take that over again. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be set up forever. Then it says, and it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, but it shall stand forever. That kingdom that Ahiah sets up. Now, this is where I get that no man and nobody can deliver us, and no man would get the credit or the honor for doing that or the credibility. In verse 45, like it says, for as much as you saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it broke in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. Then it says Ahiah has made known to the king Nebuchadnezzar at that time. See, there was no stone cut out with hands, so that's letting you know that nobody helped Ahiah do this. There was no man credit. No one gets the honor and the credibility to say that I did this. No help, because Ahiah is that stone in that image that's being shown to Nebuchadnezzar. That big tall image of gold, silver, bronze, then iron of clay. That image, and then it shows that stone at the bottom by the toes. That's the time frame that we're in right now. This is the fifth kingdom. We're in that time frame of the iron and clay in the feet and toes, because this is a diverse nation, and we around diverse people, and that's what's taking place right now. We can see it clear as day. We are living in the fifth kingdom. The fifth kingdom was to be diverse. There's so much diversity. You can't say that America is not the most diverse place. It's like, this is our home. This is our true home. And the highest about to give it back to us and restore everything. Everything is here. Egypt is really here. Africa is really here. Jerusalem is really here. All them Hamitic lands is really here, just under different names. And the colonizers, they changed history, reversed it, flipped the maps, and did all that goofy stuff, right? Everything is here. So, Yadu Judah, your petition is going to bite you in the butt. The COINTELPRO been put out through J. Edgar Hoover that they um, set up this COINTELPRO program to snoop out the black Messiah among them in captivity. For that is true. The seed of David is in captivity with his people because all his people is in captivity. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 36, it tells you that your king will go into captivity with you under a nation that our forefathers have not known or us today. But it's not just the seed of David or the seed of David who that descendant who will be anointed and sit on the throne of David. It's not just him. That's so selfish and so much idolatry, looking for David only, not even knowing that the high priest is here too, of Zadok. Read Jeremiah chapter 33. It would talk about the two covenants that's made with the seed of David, the house of David, and the house of Zadok, the priest line, the Levites. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the seed of David. Everybody just want to be David or just want to be Christ. And everybody would say, well, this is the Melchizedek order. This ain't the Melchizedek order, how they put it in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Like the nation of Yasharallah has always operated in the Melchizedek order. Since the time, let's just say since Abraham met Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Salem was the original Jerusalem. And then once Israel got established, should I say, it was established in the Melchizedek like order because Moses was really a prince. He was really an anointed king and priest because he was he's a Levite. David was also like that. David was also a king and a priest. It's always been operated like that. And that to see the David's kids or the descendant of David who sat on the throne and their kids, they always had commandment over the priesthood. Gave them orders and everything. It always was operated under the order of Melchizedek. But the way they say it in the New Testament is not true. The high priest is still the high priest of Ahiah. He still is the main one who does the main offerings and sacrifices that's not here today because there's no temple. So once that temple is built, the high priest will be back in line doing his thing, and then the seed of David will be doing his thing as well. Their duties, just like in the book of Zechariah. Once the temple is built, the high priest and the seed of David will form a council, a peace between each other. They understand each other's duties. It won't clash. There will be no pride and egos. But right here, Ahiah is going to deliver us. He's going to bring down the nations. That petition that's a no. That petition, you can just wipe your butt with that, for real, for real. So just discern and know who's wicked and who's serving the higher, who's not.